Hello, it's Bernie, yes. This little video is going to be about the game 8 Ball and how it changes on different tables according to size of the table, etc., etc. For those of you who do not know, I was on the Pro Tour for 1 year. I've been playing over 43 years. I've won over 65 tournaments, most of them being in bars in New York or Long Island, and most of them being 8 Ball. My high run is 5 break-in runs in a row, and I won the biggest bar tournament in the history of New York back in January of 2002, Chance's Calcutta Classic. So I know my stuff, and I consider myself to be one of the experts of the world, especially on 8 Ball. So what I wanted to talk about on this particular video are the different 8 Balls and the different sizes and how the game changes. And so what I mean by that is this. Right now, all the rage is Chinese 8 Ball. That's 8 Ball, played in China. They give the champion good money. I'm not sure how much, but I believe it's good money. And it's played on a gigantic table, which is 5 by 10, and the pockets are snooker-sized pockets. I'm not kidding. So picture that. It's a 5 by 10 table. The pockets are, snooker-sized. The balls are pool-sized. Okay, and what else? And the rules are basically the same as regular 8 Ball. So now, what does this do? What does this do to the game? Let me explain what it does to the game. Picture this. 8 Ball is sort of like highways. Okay? You could have a highway with 8 lanes and not that many cars, and now you could do what you want. You know what I mean? You could go over here, you could go over there, you could go really fast and maybe cut into here, and you got tons of room. And you don't have that many cars. So, okay, but so now what this is when you're playing 8 Ball on a giant 5 by 10 table, and very good equipment, clean cloth, very clean new balls, you're not going to have many tie-ups. So now it's a matter of picking your pattern and playing a pattern, maybe changing them, and running out. I know it's easier said than done, but the thing is that there's not too many tie-ups. So in Chinese 8 Ball, when I watch them, I'm talking about greatest players on earth. You know, Darren Appleton, Jason Shaw, Garrett Potts. I'm not really that impressed. I'm not that impressed. And I'm not trying to be a prick. I say I'm not that impressed because there's no tie-ups. Okay? They have a giant table, nothing blocking, and the balls are clean, so nothing's sticking. So the real decision there is to not make too many mistakes, have great patterns, try to stick with them, and then the real beauty is if you can't stick with them, change right in the middle of the game and go to something else. So that's Chinese 8 Ball. Now let's go to the most complete opposite 8 Ball, the one that I was champion with, the one that I'm famous for, if you will. New York Bar 8 Ball. One moment. Okay, so New York Bar 8 Ball is played on the smallest table that could be played. It's played on a 3 by 6, okay? And this is because the vendors that sold pool tables to New York bars don't have that much room. So they said, shit, here, take this table. What are we going to do with this table? I don't know, try to fit it in over there somewhere. So it's a little tiny nothingness table with, believe it or not, big pockets like the Grand Canyon. But what makes it difficult is basically 2 things. One is that you have the same amount of balls, 15 object balls, on a small table. So good luck running out. It's almost impossible to run out. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2, the cue ball has, I think, a magnet in it, and it's bigger. It's bigger than the other balls. So it's almost impossible to draw. And the balls are in horrible condition. They're there for years and years and years, and they're pitted. They have dents in them, so they don't roll true, and you have to use a different power stroke, and so the whole game changes. So now you ask, okay, how do you play this game? Well, this game is sort of like chess and sort of like one pocket and 8-ball all mixed up. In other words, you got to be very careful. If you feel you can't get out, hey, when you walk away from the table, you better be very conscious of what you're leaving. Because, it's very easy to make shots on this. It's the opposite of Chinese, where it's hard to make shots, but it's hard to run out. So that's New York 8-ball. What else? We have British 8-ball, which is played on the same size table, 3x6. But what makes theirs different is the balls are small, the pockets are very, very small, and the cue ball is the opposite of New York bar 8-ball. Where I said New York bar 8-ball, the cue ball is big and heavy. Well, the British 8-ball cue ball is smaller than the object balls. And so you can really draw this, but following is a little difficult. But what makes the 8-ball, British 8-ball a little easier is everything's in perfect condition. Everything is clean so that you get less sticking. So even though it's 3x6, you could run out fairly easy because things are open. And so that's that. So basically, if you want my opinion on 8-ball, what's the easiest or my favorite, I'm going to say 4x8. I'm going to say 4x8 with slow cloth. Because 4x8, it's not this little table that has all these tie-ups, and it's not a gigantic table with little tiny pockets that's very difficult to pot the ball. No, 4x8 is sort of in between, and I like really slow cloth so that I could really hit the ball and I could sort of and control it that way. And so that's what I wanted to say about 8-ball. Thank you.